Maybe. We might be live. Okay, I think we're live. I'm telling you, we're having a bit of a rough technical go of it this week, and we're feeling very laggy. We don't know if you're experiencing lag, but we're going to just push forward. Super excited about our show today. We're going to do a little bit of Farcaster news to start, and then we have Ben and JT Nichols, Ben Broad and JT Nichols coming on to talk about EV Mavericks, and I'm really excited about that to learn more. So you see my little lions in the background, and they're and that might be, I might have to get rid of my background. Maybe that's what's slowing us down. But I didn't get that alert from StreamYard, so I thought we were fine. I am a little laggy.
Okay.
I get rid of my background just to be on the safe side. Let's get you guys started with our intro, and we'll be right back in 40 seconds. Welcome to GM Farcaster, bringing you everything from breaking news to spicy memes to the deep lore shaping this vibrant digital community. More than just a show, GM Farcaster is your digital third space where the community connects, the stories unfold, and the culture thrives. Whether you're a daily caster or just dropping by, we've got the latest buzz to keep you plugged in. So grab your coffee and let's dive in with your hosts, Nanish Prof and Adrian, for another episode of GM Farcaster. GM Farcaster. Okay, I took my background off just to see if that helps a little bit, but we do have this fabulous background with all the fun lions in the background. So very excited for our show today. Adrian, how are we doing now? Hopefully this is
Should I take my background off?
I think that might be it.
Virtual backgrounds.
It seems to be. I think what happened is Toady got to StreamYard. He's very anti-virtual background and messed with it and said, make sure that it gets them really messed up every time they use a virtual background. This is my theory. It's running theory, Toady. Totally calling you out. It's probably nothing.
Okay, this is a new virtual background. I switched mine up. It's really bad. I'm wondering if we should just like quickly switch.
No, I think we're good right now. I think so we got this notification the other day that StreamYard was having problems with virtual backgrounds. It might degrade the stream, so but we still wanted to try. So anyway, I think we're good now.
And I'm in a new place. I'm in a new location.
She's closer to the Wi-Fi.
Up. I just like grabbed my laptop and I'm standing next to my Wi-Fi router, and we're gonna just
we're just trying. We're trying everything. We're literally trying everything to make this work. And I seriously look like I am back in the Cape Cod Airbnb, like the bed and breakfast. I mean, it's just hilarious.
I loved how our AI summarized the episode and caught on to, like, it picks up the good, the highlights of the episode. We talk about the Cape Cod Airbnb.
It's so funny. Our chat, like ChatGPT, has gotten really good at summarizing our episodes. It's really funny. So very excited. We're going to have Ben joining us in just a little bit, along with JT Nichols, I believe. But before that, let's dive in to some fun stories that we have going on, as well as
by
news.
The way, it's Thursday. It's Thursday at 11:30 Eastern. So if you made it here, it's like, thank you. You're following along. We're not normally live, but
we're not normally live.
To have a nice long weekend. My dog is.
By the way, that means Adrian, I didn't do our regular opening. So let's start over. GM Farcaster. It's Thursday, July 10th. And you are here with Nanish Prof and Adrian for 29 minutes of Farcaster news, not even. And then a chat with the EV Mavericks team. We're so off today because we were fixing all this technical stuff that we just didn't even start right. But let's dive in. We've got a few things, but it's super quiet this week. Everyone's still on vacation, I swear. So it's very quiet. But I'm going to start with this from V. 99% of the people complaining about spam are not in spam, just like Zalcal Monster. Easy way to check profile, 3 dots, about, spam label. If you want me to reply to your complaint, please post a screenshot of this page showing that you have a spam label today and I will respond. So this is like the really important part of it here is he's happy to help you, but it has to be like you have to show that the label is there and then we can fix that problem. But don't be coming to me with your fake, I have a spam label and I don't. Just trying to engagement farm or something. I don't know what you're doing there. But knock it off. All right. Moving on. This from Linda, and this is your fault. I'm not an engineer or an expert vibe coder. I literally learned how to build a mini app 1 week ago and not pretending otherwise. Point is, even with someone like me, it's easy to get started in gatekeeping new stuff. I'm learning is dumb. So why I'm doing live streams teaching others. So this was kind of a little bit of a, whoops. Where'd we go? Where'd I go? Oh no, there I am. This was a little shout out and sort of subtweet to our discussion about whether or not I could vibe code something. We'll see. Because now
I didn't think that was a sub. I didn't think that was a subcast. You are.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. It was regards because she also responded to. She was listening to the show. She heard it, and she said, "I can help you, Prof. I am totally convinced you can do this. I will help you. Let's do a live stream." So now she's in my DMs. We're setting up a time. So next week, Adrian's going to be on vacation at the end of the week. We have Rachel coming in on Wednesday to co-host, and then I'm going to try to arrange a time with Linda just to try and vibe code something. So either on Thursday or Friday next week. So we'll see. We'll see.
That's going to be amazing.
It's going to be fun. But I'm still not convinced that my skills are where they need to be, but we'll see. I guess we will find out now, won't we? Speaking of vibe coding, he's not wrong, but it's also like this too. This was in regard to Royal Aid saying how I imagine Keckers while they are vibe coding, and it was Hello Kitty breaking the computer. So this will be me next week. So preview, future preview, me next week when I'm trying to vibe code a mini app, but we'll see. This is some exciting news. So we have some exciting news from some builders. This is one from Dish. Clanker V4 is officially here. Deployment through the clanker.world deploy app, Clanker on Farcaster, SDK, and API now support Uniswap v4 and Clanker extensions, featuring static and dynamic fees, configurable fee collection tokens, sniper auctions. See below for more info on our latest updates. So there's a lot of detail in here. There's full docs that you can go check out in terms of the documentation to see all the things, especially if you're building on top of Clanker, you're going to want to check this out. But this is exciting. And I told you I've had a little something in my brain for a while, which I also wanted to be able to do a mini app to go along with it. So this might be excellent timing. I just realized I hadn't retweeted us, so let me do that real quick. So so we got to go do some clanking now and see what we can come up with. But very exciting. Glad to see the Clanker team cooking. We love them. We love you, Dish and team. All right, moving on. We talked to CK yesterday from Noise, and one of the new features is this stimmy that you can do, similar to almost like a raindrop, if you remember those from DGen. So this is from Div, who used this process. Stimmy season's here, and I see a bunch of people getting paid on the timeline. Let me get in on this action too, dropping 20,000 Noise per recast on this cast. Just make sure you tip with the Noise app at least once in the next 24 hours to be eligible. NoiseBot, run it for accounts with spam label equals 2 and budget of 5 million Noise. And then the bot confirms, distribute 20,000 Noise to accounts spam label 2 that recast the above and tip the Noise app at the end of 24 hours. So very cool that you can set up this programmatically. And this is what Ben Bassler was using from Dash to promote Dash. And he said, woke up to these numbers on the latest feature announcement for Dash. NoiseBot is an unbelievable distribution engine. So he had 2,000 recasts, 12 quotes, 1.4K likes, 6K views. So, you know, for anyone who's looking for new ways to grab attention for something you're building, definitely worth checking this out. Along with amps and all the other things, this is a new one for you. So pretty cool.
It's like people getting paid somehow.
Yeah. People like getting paid. It's weird. Who knew? Who knew people like getting paid? Okay. This I do not fully understand. I am saying this out loud and just letting you know. But this is from Will Papper. Over 3,000 sailors under 24 hours left before we set sail. Join now. And it's now actually sailing. So this is from Syndicate. And it is a mini app where you sail a boat. I don't know. You sail a boat, and then apparently what's going to happen is as you log in, I feel like it's like a little Oregon Trail-ish is the way I'm taking this. It's a survival game. Mend your boat daily. Last one left at sea wins. A game by Syndicate. The game is underway. Ships have already boarded and are headed out to sea. So I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna see how this all goes down. But if you want to play, go check it out. Get your boat. It's adrift. We're adrift now.
So, yeah, and it sounds like we can't play.
But I'm taking it like it's Oregon Trail, but
it sounds like Oregon Trail.
Say that again. Oops. Did I lose her, or did you lose me?
I don't know. I think we lost you.
Yeah, Oregon Trail. Say again.
It sounds like it's Oregon Trail.
I'm back. I think I'm back.
We're talking over each other. If anyone, people will find out in 2 seconds from now. It sounds like it's Oregon Trail meets Farmville or Farville, because it sounds like you got to mend your boat daily. So you got to do some work.
Yes. Yep. Proof of work. You're going to have to do something with the boat every day. That is my understanding. Speaking of new games on the timeline, I don't know what this is. I'm going to tell you. I went in, I played around with it. It's a pet rock game, but they turned Bert's pet rock into him. Like they turned like his little avatar into him, and it's really cute. So that's adorable. And oh, for God's sakes, I think we lost ourselves again. Hopefully you guys are hearing this. This is the game, and it's really funny where you're just running around and there's Bert and he's got a rock tied to he's like a rock on a leash, and you run around this game. And that's it. That's all I can tell that it is. But it's kind of cute and kind of funny, and there is a chat. So go check this out. It's pretty funny. And if it's got a little baby Bert, then what else do you need? Also in mini apps, Adrian, have you seen Griv yet? Have you tried Griv?
Okay, no, but I've seen people talk about it and I don't know what it is. So I'm hoping you can educate me.
My understanding is it is similar to like Receipts, but you're putting your Griv turns your workout screenshot into a 0 to 100 score based on duration and effort. So what you do is upload your photo. The LLM gives you a Griv score based on your workout. You do right now have to request access to this from Igor, and he will give you access to use it. I've not requested access, but I do think it's funny because I am seeing it a lot on the timeline right now. So it's very cool to see that people are jumping in, using it, etc. This is sort of what it's doing. This video gives you a little bit of like all our friend Gabe here, Gabe Einhorn, go to, I don't know if you saw this. Did you see them go to Times Square and do push-ups?
No.
They went to Times Square and did push-ups. So, and then they put it into Griv. So that is the founder of Griv right there, Igor, with Gabe, and they are doing push-ups Times Square. So, and put on Griv. So this was really funny. So here they go, their push-ups, and then they posted the video. They uploaded the video to Griv to get their points. But also, this was from Gabe, Farcaster in real life. What do you guys think of taking Farcaster to the next level and meeting in person? Who wants to meet next? So if you want to meet up with, if you're in New York, want to meet up with Gabe, reach out, because apparently he will do push-ups with you in Times Square, if that's what you're into. So there you go.
Prof, you want to do that tomorrow?
A couple more things. No.
You're in the Northeast. You just hop on the Amtrak.
No.
And we'll meet Gabe in Times Square tomorrow.
I'm not doing push-ups in Times Square. No, I think Connecticut's good for us. Halfway. We got a couple more things, and then we're going to jump in with our chat with Ben and JT from eBay Mavericks. This from Kyle Patrick, getting a bit excited around the ecosystem. DGen app next week. Banker Clanker Eco doing Banker Clanker stuff. Noise Amps Tip and Flywheel. Base launching something on July 16th, probably TBA. Tons of new exciting mini apps launched and will be launched. Rock, etc. That would be your pet rock if you missed that. Things I can't say publicly yet because they're not publicly announced yet. Not my newsletter. We are cooking. And I feel this too. At the same time, it feels very quiet. But I feel like there's a lot of building and things happening in the background, and things are kind of like ramping up. And I think a lot of us are waiting for, like, let's see what happens next week with Coinbase Wallet.
I was thinking,
but I think there's a lot of prep for that. Yeah. Were you? Yeah.
Yeah. Like it got quiet, and then you forget, then you have to like remember what's coming. And it's like,
there's a lot coming. Yeah.
Before this. And what we
That's
mean,
what I feel like.
Yeah. Which is there's a new app about to be launched, we think, the TBA, to be announced, or the Builders app, or the Best app, or something else.
Or the Base app. It could be any of those things, or it could be completely none of those things. It's anything is possible. Okay, a couple more things, and I think you'll appreciate this one, Adrian. This was from Ted. Learning that people are tipping each other, then one slides into DMs with the thank you. Then the flirting starts slowly at first, and then they turn the dial up. Let's fucking go. No one ever slid into my DMs, but I'm happy for you all. I don't know if that was a request or but you know, Dan always joked that, you know, every social network is a dating app. Just depends on how you get there. Apparently tips might be the way.
For every
there's many problems.
Okay, fine. I don't even need to say it. For every future marriage that starts with a tip and a DM, there's like 10 harassment DMs where people are like, yeah, get out.
Absolutely.
But sure, Ted, feel free to stir the pot and encourage this.
Yeah. You never know. I mean, you never know. It can happen. It can definitely happen. This I pulled up just mostly for me. Literally my oldest kid, fortunately the youngest is normal. No one, that person. So this is a matter of like raw tomatoes versus tomatoes in other things. Can you guess which one is me?
Yes, it's you.
And which one is Adrian?
And Dan Romero and everybody else who hates raw tomatoes, apparently.
Exactly.
Okay,
yeah,
so
I'll be in the bottom.
I will say, okay, so this is a running joke, if you're new to the show, that Prof doesn't eat fruit. And I eat pickles. Anything. No. I love my raw veggies and pickles and fruit. Anyway, I will say tomato was one of the last, like, or is it a fruit or vegetable? Whatever. It's one of the last foods I added to my rotation as an adult. Did not like as a kid, the raw ones. And so I get it.
I can't do them.
But it's mostly
Never
because
happening.
what you're getting from like the grocery store, like
Never
95% of
happening.
raw tomatoes are really bad.
True. I don't care. I've had the ones that have grown in a garden. Don't like it. It's a texture thing. I've got issues. I get it. But I related. I am in this picture and I'm okay with it. Not mad about it at all. This is really funny from Polluter of Minds. Apparently you're an influencer now. My home feed is trash. Following feed is bad too. Maybe time for a prune because I feel less motivated to post on FC because scrolling feels bad right now, which is very interesting. I like the way Adrian is experimenting. Might try some things too. Yeah, we've got some lag. No, we're not moving to Teams. Not moving to Teams. But yeah, we've got some lag going here. So this is funny. And then Chris Corella did the same thing. So, people unfollowing people everywhere, vibes are off. Am I an influencer? So Adrian, tell us about your experiment. How is it going? I know you were rerunning a script now to refollow some people. Like, what's going on?
Okay. I will tell you about my unfollow all, refollow all experiment. I'm going to assume people can hear me even if Nounish Prof cannot. So anyway, you're 3 seconds behind. Okay. 2 days ago, I ran a script to unfollow everybody. I did it because the vibes were a little off in my feed, but also because I wanted to just play around. So Farcaster has open APIs. I wanted to just play. Like, programmable social is the cool thing about Farcaster. Let's lean into it. So I wrote a script, unfollowed everybody. I promised everyone I would refollow everyone back. I just used my feed as is, unfollowing anyone. It was kind of interesting in the morning, like day one. By day two and this morning, just not good. So you want to follow people. Like, I think who you're following will determine who you're going to see in your feed. Definitely worth it. So I ran the follow all, the refollow all. All 2,311 people I unfollowed 2 days ago. I am following you again. I don't even like to say this, but it was a complete engagement hack because now I'm showing up in everybody's notifications saying Adrian followed you. So people are coming back to reply saying, "Oh, you followed me. Oh, I thought you were already following me." They're going to my feed to see what I did. I don't like to say it because I hate engagement games. But it's like my notifications are on fire right now. Like, everyone is engaging back. And people I was following before but weren't following me back. And let me reiterate, I don't give a fuck if you don't follow me back. I do not care about these things.
Not your worth.
But now that, and maybe they weren't active when I followed them, they didn't, but now they're getting notified that I'm following them, and I'm getting a lot more follows back that I wasn't before. And I don't think this is people who unfollowed me. Anyway, fascinating. So I'm back. It's 2 days later. I ran it. I really hate engagement games, but I love just like the experimentation and playing around. And what I think is also interesting is people seem to be really enjoying just liking to see people play around. And I think that's what makes Farcaster cool. So I had a thought that maybe I could, if, one, the script is open source and it's on GitHub. So anyone who wants to run it can. If anyone wants help running it, let me know. And then I thought about either maybe running a workshop to help people play around with. Like, it's just fun. It's fun. So that's that.
Yes, to crypto's in. He's in. Yeah. That's awesome. And I appreciate you always experimenting publicly and showing everybody what you're doing. So, that's funny. And you're giving dopamine hits as well. So Miriam, I got a dopamine hit when I got that Adrian follow.
Yeah. I did have a thought though, that like, maybe it's worth it to do a little bit of pruning.
Yeah.
But I promised everyone I would follow back, so I did. So
if
I followed you back, you're not special. You're just, except for you, Miriam, because I do love you so much. No, you're special.
Adrian, special. Adrian, that just like ruined everybody's like happiness.
I'm a
That's
mom
so
with,
funny.
it's like everyone is loved
Yeah,
equally.
everyone's
No
special and
favorites.
everybody gets a trophy. That's so funny. All right. I have one last thing, and this is from our friend Afro Chicks, who said
Farcaster. My fid is was that when mini ops were called frames. I made generational wealth from a degen Andrew. I was at Farcon when there were 3 people. Dan onboarded me personally. He asked best email. You even know what email is? I have 16,000 walls. I remember when Farcaster didn't have images. And now you're posting your What do you know about Wow Wow? I saw a guy fly to Kenya to find a ghost. What do you even
so funny. So funny.
That's incredible.
Incredible. I felt a little attacked, but that's okay.
I'm in that video, and I don't like it.
That video, and I'm fine with it. The warps. I was like, oh, that's Adrian.
I have 6-digit warps.
I know. Yeah, it wasn't even high enough. She said like 16,000. I'm like, not even close to Adrian. All right. Hopefully, like, getting rid of all my shares and stuff works, and hopefully we can bring these folks up and have a regular conversation without too much lag. So we're gonna bring up Ben and JT to the stage from EV Mavericks. Very excited to have them here. Welcome. It's so good to see you. I don't think I've ever seen Ben. Have we met in person? I don't think so.
No, I hide behind my EV Mavericks avatar for the most part, unless I'm on a call or in person. But nice to see you both.
Nice to meet you. Yeah. And I know you as the famous lion. And I think JT, we have crossed paths a couple times on video. But it's great to have you both here. And JT, you are muted if you want to unmute there.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you.
With a perfect microphone. Look at that. Audio is amazing.
Podcasting, the voice for podcasting. So jealous of that.
Well, thank you. My father was in broadcasting, and I've been a pro DJ for 25 years. I MC all kinds of events. So yeah, happy to be here.
You got the DJ voice. It makes all so much sense right now. Okay. It makes so much sense. He's got that perfect radio voice. It's amazing. So Adrian, I'm going to let you take it away and start us off here. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, Ben, I know you from Farcaster, and just one of the people who've kind of crossed paths over the feed as we do over the years. And then you reached out, and we mentioned this earlier, but EV Mavericks is sponsoring today's show. So we thank you for that. You found our media kit. Prof and I don't do heavy biz dev, but we really appreciate it.
We're really bad at it.
I came to you, inbound marketing.
Yeah, we love it. And I asked you, I was like, all right, well, tell me what goals you have for sponsoring the show. And you're like, well, we just want to sponsor the show. And I'm like, that was like the number one goal. I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, you will help you out. But so your number 1 and 2 goals were like, 1, supporting us, which obviously we're super grateful for. And 2, wanting to support, you said, trusted collaborative Web3 education across a variety of topics. So I imagine this is where you're coming from. And then, yes, so I have seen EV Mavericks on the feed. You sent your white paper. I've read it. I thought it was incredibly inspiring. Crazy back lore in terms of where you guys come from. I don't think people know about it. Can we start there? And can you kind of share, either of you, kind of like who EV Mavericks is and what your backstory is?
JT, if you want, take it away.
Yeah, I'll keep it brief. Once upon a time in a land called Reddit, there was a subreddit called ETH Trader, which was where all the DJs hung out. And once upon a time, there was an idea to split over into ETH Finance. So we did that. And then not too long after that, we got approached by a person by the name of Etherator that wanted to produce an NFT project. And it was based on the amount of contributions people had made to Reddit. And we came up with a meme number of 1,324. I won't get into the origin story, but basically everybody got airdropped at EV Maverick that were the top 1,324 contributors to our ETH Finance. So what we understand to be true is that this is the first retroactively awarded NFT based on community effort. That these were not for sale, that they were never sold. And the creator of the Mavericks was able to earn up to 32 ETH on the trading on these NFTs over time. So basically we gave him a validator, and the rest is history.
That's amazing. And it's this is the lion is the one, right?
Correct.
Do I have that right? Okay.
Yep.
Amazing.
You got it.
Amazing.
So
when you say, so is he staking now? The creator of the
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm definitely sure. So yeah, he's that's what they look like there. He designed all the traits and the different qualities and whatnot. Just an incredible pride-filled moment for the community based on, it's basically people that are true community members that have contributed over a very long period of time and contributed to a high quality discussion. So I guess long story short, if you see those Mavericks out in the wild on X or Farcaster or any other social media platform, generally you can see there's multiples of us that find our way into the comments, and we're just Ethereum bulls at heart for the most part. And it's just, I don't know, it's a real pride-filled thing to be. I feel like that's the most useful style of NFT you can have, which is based off of straight up merit over time. And yeah, they're tradable. So some people have sold them. It's fine if they want to do that. And other people have bought them and joined the pride.
We've gained some cool, interesting members in recent weeks, months. So yeah.
Yeah, original people that redeem their EV Mavericks. You've heard of like Paul Brody from EY, David Hoffman from Bankless. Probably Anthony Sassano at one point. I mean, it's just a bunch of the OGs from Reddit that have been around for a long time. And, it's just a unique NFT project. There's very little token gating in the community, and there's a whole lot of good that the EV Mavericks have done outwardly to help fund different things, different websites, different tools out there for people. It's a very high ethos brand, if you will, of givers and doers.
Love that.
Are they on mainnet?
Yeah, as far as I know, right, Ben?
Yeah, mainnet. Was that the joke?
Yeah, it's on mainnet. Yeah,
it wasn't even a joke. I'm just like, I want one.
Main.
The NFTs are on mainnet, and then we actually called our DAO the mainnet DAO.
Main.
Right. I already heard you say something about pride. I was like, okay, I'm not up on my lion puns.
Yeah.
Crypto is a very punny place, and you have to have your puns ready to go. This is what I've learned from Toady Hawk. So there you go.
That's and were you both kind of OG community members then, and been around?
Yeah. I mean, certainly.
I was in both ETH Trader and ETH Finance. And actually, the reason that I even stuck around in crypto was because I saw people like JT and DC Investor and others in the ETH Trader and ETH Finance, conviction. And I was like, as a beginner in the space, and at the time, I said, okay, these guys know what they're talking about. I need to keep digging. I need to accumulate. And that was before EV Mavericks, but it just, EV Mavericks amplified that feeling for me and gave me even more of a sense of belonging and community.
Yeah.
DC Investor might be one of the most bullish ETH bulls that I've ever seen. I love, that's one of my favorite accounts on Twitter, which I've at times put messages on, come to Farcaster, come to Farcaster. Yeah. It's like he's there, but he doesn't
drops
post.
In occasionally.
He's like, I need to have a larger audience. I need to, he's more of an evangelist, and he likes to have the, which I appreciate. We need those evangelists. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, he's very instrumental.
He felt like he was preaching to the choir when he was over on Farcaster. So I get it. I get it. He wants to.
Yeah, he likes to do battle on X.
Yeah, exactly.
He loves the trenches.
Farcaster. How are you guys finding Farcaster?
I love it. I'm active all the time, and I've been in since like 2023, and maybe I didn't like go all in right away, but then I think mid 2024 or early 2024, that's when I really went pedal to the metal. And I think there's been very few days where I haven't at least logged in and looked around. I think I'm more active than JT, but I love learning and experimenting and supporting people, so it's fun for me.
Yeah, Ben is more active on Farcaster than I am, but I do have an account. And so, yeah, I do drop in from time to time. But as far as the Maverick podcast goes, he handles the GM side of things on the Farcaster, and he brings some alpha back from there that just doesn't exist in other places. Ben has been able to find projects on Farcaster that didn't exist on Reddit so much or on X, and was able to bring those guests to our podcast. So it's a really nice cross pollination to stay with. So thank you, Ben.
Of course.
Let's talk about the podcast. Yeah. Having that one person cross pollination,
or just that is like some things are originating on Farcaster and then goes out. Some things are not and comes in, and yes, and I do want to talk about the podcast, but shout out, nice hat, Ben. Is that a swag? Is that a
Swagcaster?
Nice Swagcaster hat.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Yeah, so let's talk about Daily Doots, and you also have the happy hour. So talk a little bit about what is both of them like. Is it still the same thing, or
sure?
And if I'm hearing correctly, you're recording it in a Discord. So are you recording it in the EV Mavericks Discord so people are watching live in there, or just recording in there? Okay. Yeah.
So we do as far as the format of the podcast, kind of interesting. We use Zoom for the video side, and then we use Discord stage for the audio side. And then I bring all that together through OBS and then out to Restream. And we live stream every Friday, 2 Eastern. So what it is it's like I said, we're a real high ethos type of podcast. We're basically funded just by the people that listen to us and a few grants here and there. We're not a for-profit. We have no sponsors. And we do something kind of interesting. Yeah, no sponsors yet. We do something interesting, going back again to Reddit. So like I said, we have the EV Mavericks NFT that was based off of like contributions. Some of those contributions are tallied in the form of points using a tool called Reddit Enhancement Suite. What I figured out a few years ago is, hey, it would be kind of cool if we made like a top 10 list of the best comments from the ETH Finance Daily. Okay, now we're on our Ethereum. So anyway, take the top 10 comments. Anybody that subjectively makes it to the top 10 gets awarded a point. Okay, those are called doots. So people accumulate doots over time, and we have a rich list. And then what we do is we actually pull from each week the top 10 of the week. So now that becomes the core and crux of the podcast, where I go through and read the comments, so you don't have to learn about what people talking about in the previous week. We add in a guest that we always interview at the beginning of the show. The guest gets to stick around and be a color commentator for whatever it is one of our team members picks out to be the best of the week. It could be technical stuff. It could be massively funny shit posts. It could be just market action. It could be macroeconomics. It could be a little bit of politics. I never know until we hit play on the show, and our color commentator is there to banter back and forth as we react to the reading of the doots. As of right now, we have over 1,200 people that have received at least one doot, with several people that have received over 100 to 150 doots. So it's just a leaderboard. It's kind of like Whose Line Is It Anyway, where the points really don't matter. It's the people that matter, you know. But we do kind of keep a little data collection, and we put it on dailydoots.com. And, you know, if you're cruising Reddit and you find someone interesting in the comments, there's actually Hani Abu produced a little Chrome extension that will show their doot score next to their name right on Reddit for you. So if you see somebody that's got a score that's say more than 5 to 10, that's somebody that's probably been around for a while and they've been mentioned, 5 to 10 times. So the team behind the podcast is really cool. Mm-hmm. Tricky Troll is a user. He goes through and awards all the daily dudes. There's another gentleman named The A Word. He manages the weekly dudes. Hani Abu manages the website. I curate the content that is used for like our show notes. Logri the Bard is our technical interviewer. And then Ben is helping out on X. He helps out on Farcaster. He helps gather in guests and helps with general feedback and whatnot. And it's all
and the grant stuff, which we can talk about.
And the grant stuff. So we have 6, maybe 7 team members that kind of regularly help out in the background. And it's just kind of an all volunteer, like crack team of people that are passionate about Ethereum, who want to provide some kind of service that people can pop in their headphones and listen to. We stream on X, Twitch, LinkedIn, and 2 different channels. No, 1 channel on YouTube. Yeah, 2 channels on X, and then from there it goes out on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and all the
Pods.media.
And Pods.media.
Thank you for that plug yesterday.
Yeah,
we've been using Pods.media since the beginning. Honestly,
I have a question. I have a question about that because you guys are on Optimism. Why did you choose Optimism? I've been trying to get over on Base. I've actually given them the creative control to put us on Base, and as far as I know, we're still on Optimism. You're still on Optimism.
Yeah.
So that was the challenge I ran into setting up the reward. I couldn't set it up directly, so I had to do this because the DGen rewards on Base, and I'm like, and I'm like, and the other thing is, I did get a couple messages from people going, "What do I need in my wallet to mint this?" Because they didn't have OP ETH. So there's a lot of people without almost everybody has base ETH. This is the difference. And then they don't have a lot of the other ETH. So just a suggestion. Totally. But I am right now, if you do mint the most recent daily do, or I think it's the Dudes Happy Hour one, 116. If you mint that, I am manually sending 420 DGen to anyone who mints. So
I got mine already, so I can attest.
We did a couple. And I did have a couple other people ping me hey, I'm trying to mint, but I don't know how. What am I missing?
Actually had to do it in my outside of the mini app.
Yes. Yeah. Because
okay,
no one's
worth it.
No one's going to have OP in their in their Warpcast wallet.
In their Warplet.
In their Warplet.
By the way, network effects rule everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally.
It's everyone. So I'm a little of a chaos agent. So I'm stay on OP, and everyone should fund their Warplet with a little bit of optimism.
Make it work.
Make it work.
Be everywhere.
Be everywhere. But I do think, if you move to Base, you'll see a little bit more. And it's, it may not be significant, but there's opportunity there for a little bit more support. And anyway, just a thought.
That's good to know.
I have a question about that you're on LinkedIn. Do you feel like you get a lot of engagement there?
No, just more spam DMs. Which, hey, I'll take any.
He loves it.
I'll take any attention I can get. I mean, I know they want to lend me money. I really appreciate that they think that I'm that important. I respect the spam love on LinkedIn.
Are you saying we should move to LinkedIn then?
I was trying to oh, you're on LinkedIn? I'm I've never thought about streaming there. And I'm maybe. Okay, no.
Yeah.
Do you know we have a LinkedIn? GM Farcaster has a LinkedIn page though. And
I still haven't.
So we could
do it. Yeah,
I've seen a couple Farcaster projects use LinkedIn. I know Jack was posting some, Jack Dishman, and oh god, there were a couple others. It might have been Opsis.
Might have been Samuel Huber. I feel like he's everywhere. I think he hits every platform, if I'm correct.
For what it's worth, I think this next bull run is going to be the LinkedIn bull run, though.
I mean, think you might be right.
All the big Black Rocky CEO types out there are going to be hey, I found out about this cool thing. Can you imagine what the memes on LinkedIn are going to look like? It's just going to be suits and ties with a bologna sandwich in the bear market. Eventually, it's just going to be lame as shit.
I know. I'm just I don't know if we should go there. And then I've thought about Twitch as well. Twitch makes a little more sense to me than for our audience. But Just thinking in terms of like where else we should be in terms of streaming. So just thought I'd ask that question while I had you there, since you mentioned it.
I think
Adrian.
places like Twitch work best if you're there all the time, every day kind of place, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that still may not be a great place for us to grab audience. I feel like we're in the right places right now, but you know, you always have to think about where else you should be and not cut things off. So, Adrian, sorry I jumped in and
oh no,
I just had that LinkedIn question. I had to do it.
How long have you guys been doing the podcast? Because I saw you're at over, was it over 100, 200 episodes?
117, mostly weekly. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we're real excited that we were able to get over 2 years. We kind of blinked our eyes and it just rushed by us. You know, it's neat. Yeah. It's fun.
So about the same time as GM Farcaster, a little bit before, probably about 6 months before. Amazing. Yeah. And Ben, you mentioned grants. I know you want to talk a little bit about that as well. So
sure. And so we actually have some kind of crossover synergy. You all were sponsored until this episode. You were sponsored by Octant. We love Octant. Octant is actually the reason that I took over being the kind of grants manager of our podcast, of our project. James and JT met at Denver. I can't recall.
I got good James stories.
I bet he does. I bet he does. It's like, so JT has hosted barbecues. The most recent one we actually funded at Denver. But anyways, going back a while, they connected, and he always had been in touch and said, man, you guys really got to get involved in Octant. There's a lot of funding. There's a lot of great projects that you can support. And so I took the reins and we did, I don't know if you had ever been in any of their block parties that they were doing last year.
No, haven't been.
It was an effort to bring in a bunch of folks, learn what it meant to procure and stake GLM inside Octant, and then vote on the projects. Plug for Octant, I think their allocation window for Epoch 8 starts now, like very, very soon.
I think so, yeah.
Which is really cool. So anyways, we brought in like 35 EV Mavericks members to one of these parties. We all received and or bought more GLM and staked it all together, well, separately, but at the same time. And then we kind of all stepped through like supporting our, donating to our project, donating to other EV Mavericks members who have been in other epochs, donating to whatever projects are in. By the way, if GM Farcaster is not already a project on Octant, definitely get into one of the future epochs, because it's a great network and very rewarding. So we were lucky enough to be, I think, in 2 epochs from Octant to receive funding. We were in a few different kind of like Giveth or Gitcoin rounds of receiving some funding. And we've basically, JT mentioned this was a labor of love. We have not taken any payment at all up until very recently to produce the show. We took a little bit of compensation. We used it to also run our operational expenses. And we've also shelled a lot of it back out to the community and paid for like a journalism grant that someone went and covered ETH Prague last week. So that the articles just came out. So we paid them out. We funded the website development for Rocket School, which was like a sub-project in the EV Mavericks community where taught people how to use Rocket Pool in a very user-friendly format. I mentioned the barbecue. I think we did some other IRL events. And yeah, we kind of just we received some funding and then we sent it right back out to projects and stuff that were close to us. So that's been really rewarding. I've learned a lot about grants. I've been adjacent to grants in my real job, but this allowed me to sink my teeth in. It's been a lot of fun and rewarding, and we've built up a very small, modest treasury that we doled most of it back out. But it's been really great.
I love that. I love that.
And I love public goods funding. That's something that's now really core to me.
Yeah, I think it's so important to find those projects that just need a little boost and see what we can do. I think Octant's been amazing with that, and I'm really excited to see what they do next, because they have a V2 that's coming. That's going to be a broader platform for others to use. Loved what they did with the Farcaster round. So we're looking forward to to sharing more on those things when they happen. And of course, I've been grants are kind of a thing for me to deal with. If you're nouns, if you're in nouns, that's all you do.
Yep.
Is vote on things to be funded. So been doing that for quite a while, and it's but it's, there's a lot of systems that aren't great. So it's good to see people continuing to iterate. So I'm excited to see like the next version of Octan's grant program.
Agreed.
So very cool. Adrian, what else did we forget to ask about? I know you had a bunch of things.
Just a question about EV Mavericks, and you're saying we, and I know it's a community. Is it a DAO?
Always has been.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's actually a good question. I'm going to elaborate on that in just a second. There was a bit of discussion about the royalty rewards that would go back to the creator of the NFT, because when it first got released, it was like unlimited. And on Reddit, we never, as moderators, so I'm a moderator on our Ethereum and at the time, ETH Finance, we didn't realize those details ahead of time. And community members were like, hey, we looked at this smart contract. This is kind of like, maybe a little bit out of bounds, because infinity rewards on an NFT. You can understand how that goes downhill, because then other people are going to be like, oh, I want to launch one too, using Reddit Karma and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so there was a big kind of to-do about it. And as moderators, we didn't really want to arbitrate what the price should be. So I was like, hey, these are NFTs. Make the DAO and let the DAO decide. And the DAO decided the royalties would be one node. And it was like, It was genius, right? So it was always a DAO from the beginning, even when it came to the royalty downstream rewards of the trading of the NFT. So yes, it's a DAO, and it was so much more than that in the beginning. It's cool.
Do you guys use Snapshot, or what do you use for voting if you're voting on anything? Snapshot?
We had used Snapshot. I think it's been a little while since our last vote, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just vote yes on whatever Ben says.
Things slow down.
Smart
That's
man.
awesome.
Snapshot, slingshot, jockstrap. I'll do it all. Let's go.
Whatever you got.
Whatever it is.
This is great. And I wonder, so if people listening, if they should check out the podcast.
Yep. Fridays at 2 p.m. Eastern.
Fridays at 2 p.m. Eastern, recordings everywhere. But
yeah.
Always more fun to go live.
If they go to dailydudes.com/podcast, they can subscribe on all the channels. We really appreciate it.
And we'll have all the links in the show notes as well. So if you're looking for any of these links, they will be in the show notes as soon as this is on all the platforms.
Thank you.
And there's a link from our mini app as well. So if you go to the GM Farcaster mini app, and we'll keep that up for a while.
Did you show that on screen? I don't know. It looks so nice. No. I took like a bunch of screenshots and sent it to the man's Discord. Yeah.
And we'd love the GM Farcaster crew to cross-pollinate Farcaster links inside the Our Ethereum Daily General Discussion. That's where the dudes are from. We're not a podcast that just happened to belong a little bit to Reddit. We are Reddit first. We're not leaving, damn it. Okay. And so, but we do get Farcaster links in there in the daily discussion. So if there's things on Farcaster that are popping off, you want to bring a little bit of cross-pollination, I'd much rather see Farcaster links than X links any day. So you guys are all welcome to come.
I think JT glossed over it, but we made a move at the beginning of the new year back to the Our Ethereum. We now have a sticky daily post that is the discussion, the Our Ethereum daily discussion, and that has kind of taken place of the other subreddits that he mentioned. But
and then within there, it's like just links to different what's going on.
Comments, links, Great. Yep.
Very cool.
Shit posts, memes, whatever. It's a amazing troll box, for lack of a better word, but there's not a lot of trolls. We have heavy moderation. Yeah, our Ethereum is like 3 million members, and it's always been this technical sub. But during the bear markets, a lot of people were kind of leaving, and they needed new blood for moderators because they weren't getting good moderation. And so six of us came over from ETH Finance. We actually closed ETH Finance. We were doing fine on ETH Finance. but we wanted to be all in on our Ethereum, and we set our ETH finance to private. And so now you got the best of both worlds. You got the main technical sub, that's the business on the front page, and the party in the back is in the daily general discussion. We got the our Ethereum mullet going.
I love it. The our Ethereum mullet. I love it. I love it.
Is there a mini app yet that'll bring in Reddit, like subreddits and let us post links? Someone
should build.
Maybe
We're going to prop that in someone should build.
I think I've been vibe coding, but not to that level. I don't know. Maybe we could collaborate on it.
What do you make, Ben? What are you making?
Oh, nothing. Little games and web pages. I've tried hooking into like Base and other things, and I just get stuck. But I got to keep at it.
Yeah.
Everyone's a builder now. There's no like the barrier to entry is much lower. I just need time and experimentation.
Watch. He's gonna like develop the Flappy Bird of crypto, but it's going to be Benny Bird. He's going to be a billionaire, and all the Benny Bird does is it hops around and like shits out meme coins, and we're all going to be rich.
I think it's too late. I think that already
it's done. I just printed it out. If I can plug an EV Mavericks member who is active on Farcaster and is a game developer inside the simulation.eth. Great follow and has been active in Farcade, which is now Remix, has pumped out a bunch of awesome games, and is just like a great person to follow, and is a vibe coder.
He was a technical advisor when we were doing the Rocket Pool video series up here at the office.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's genius.
Very cool.
And then that would be inside the sim.eth.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
She's following. There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good follow.
After our unfollowing of everybody.
That's good. Yeah,
also, I love hearing the story of the lions, because now when I see a lion PFP, it's like, okay, high signal, just follow. Like my fox. When you see a philosophical fox.
There's some smart EV Mavericks members. Like people ask me what's it all about, or like who makes up the EV Mavericks, and I'm like, well, there's a lot of big brains. Listen to them. There's some degens. Listen to them sometimes too. And then like everything in between. Yes. Sim
I was already following Sim.
Sim is a beast.
Just checked. I just double checked. I was already following.
There's so many.
The other thing is I get confused though. I'll see the lion and I just think it's Ben. I always do. Side event. Thank you, Yes to Crypto.
Ooh, nice. Yeah,
you need to follow Logri the Bard is another big thinker. He's our technical interviewer on the podcast. So,
big brain.
Yeah, he asks all the smart questions, so I don't have to. Mm-hmm. And he's really he's deep into AI right now, and he's doing crypto adjacent things with AI. But at Logri the Bard, he runs a website called tokenomicsexplained.com. Yeah, and he's a DeFi degen from way back.
And DPIN. But so I don't know if he's on Farcaster often. He's much more active on his website and on Twitter. But again, just a very, very interesting, smart person to follow.
Very cool. By the way, and that little market report from Yes to Crypto, also Ethereum just went back over 28. So that's good.
Very nice.
That's a good direction to go. I love it when people are like, yeah, it went up. And I'm like, yeah, as soon as it gets to like 4,800, let me know.
Yeah, talk to me then.
And I don't know if you were going to go here, but I'm curious. What are the updates and how are the vibes in the our Ethereum community these days, just generally? Any
there's a mantra that I have. You always make your best friends in the middle of the bear market. That's true. A lot of familiar faces. You know, like I said, there's over 1,200 people that have made it onto our dudes list. We see a lot of those same faces every day. So like there's this culture there that's nice and tight. When we get market price action that's going berserkers, either up or down, we can get 500 to 1,000 comments a day. So it gets a little bit noisy, but generally 200 to 300 comments per day. Easy enough to scroll through at, when you're chilling out, just wanting to check in. And the vibe is positive. We also encourage good critical discussion. We identify the trolls. We allow them a couple of strikes and then they're out, especially if they're just, you could tell they're from our butt coin or something like that. I mean, when you know, right? So it's a very tightly moderated sub. We're not too heavy-handed, but we do basically kind of kneel to the wishes of most people if they use the report button, which we tell people like, hey, if we got personal attacks off ad hominems, it's just not going to be fruitful. It doesn't mean they're going to get a ban or anything. I hate messing with bans, but I'm not afraid to smash some spam down and just put, I mean, it's like they can go make another Reddit account if they're bad actors. It's pretty good. The daily is very well moderated. The front page, like I said, is mostly all technical talk. So a lot of stuff hits our auto moderator filters. So we don't have just memes taking over. Memes are fun, but the business of Ethereum is much more important on the front page. Put the memes in the daily. It's really nice. Like I said, that's where the mullet comes in.
I feel like, there's still a lot of folks who are on Reddit in the Ethereum community, in the our Ethereum, but also like things like EatStaker, and that still have really strong presences there that really haven't fully moved to other platforms. Like they do things on other platforms, but that's still their home. And it just is what it is.
It's undeniable without I'm not going to put lipstick on a pig either. I would say Reddit is down over 50% from like 6 years ago. And the reason, I think the biggest number one reason is when they pulled their API and third parties couldn't develop apps that people liked, and they forced everybody into the main Reddit app. That's really what killed it off for a lot of folks. Plus, there was a value proposition for folks like Anthony Sassano, DC Investor, and Bankless to get out of the bubble and go, talk about it on other platforms, because we kind of already know. So, we lost some of the bigger content creators, understandably, because it's just more monetarily advantageous to grow your numbers specifically. And I'm going to throw the other moderators under the bus just a little bit. There's about 3 guys that were on the moderating team on our Ethereum that were doing the lion's share of the work. And for quite a while, the main subreddit was really like unusable for a lot of people. They just left. And that's a real damn shame, right? Like, I'm not going to slight Vitalik. I'm not expecting him to be a moderator, or some of the other Ethereum founders that were on the sidebar. But if you're not moderating that place, having your name over there isn't doing anybody any good. So I consider myself kind of the Charlie Brown of crypto, and I'm a really good trash man. And that's it. So I think once you clear out the clutter, it's a great place to come back to now. And there's a fostered sense of culture there that the moderators don't have to lead the culture. The culture leads the culture. That's what the EV Mavericks have done a great job. The expectation is to come into the room and talk to each other like you're doing with us right here. You don't have to drop F-bombs to make your point. Like we understand, like there's problems at the EF. We don't need to be reminded 12 times over the last 2 years. Like things are happening now. So let's get back on track, get the conversation out of these other areas out there, and really double down and build this shit. That's what we want to do. And that's what we're doing. I feel like the Reddit culture, I think it's a safe place to come home to.
Love that. I love that. It feels very Farcastery too. Like we're,
similar ethos,
like different, like, and the culture tends to monitor itself most of the time. The other thing that you mentioned though was they took away the APIs, and that's the Farcaster selling point, right? That you can build and you're not going to get rugged because you're on a protocol that's permissionless, et cetera, et cetera. So I think, we see that a lot. We saw that with Twitter, where they pulled APIs or started charging exorbitant things, and people
or banning or deplatforming people.
And that's been happening a lot with crypto people lately, which is crazy.
There in the last 2 weeks, there's been like some large names coming over and finding a great home for their content and collaboration. So
I felt like in the last couple weeks, we have not been deplatformed, but we're definitely, our reach has been limited. And I'm like, is it the word Farcaster?
Interesting. Your X account, you're saying?
Yes, on Twitter. Yeah.
Interesting.
I will never call it X, by the way. We'll always call it Twitter.
I know.
Stubborn like that. Yeah, amazing though. Adrian, what else didn't we? I know we're at the end of our time, a little bit over. Anything else that you want to touch on before we wrap up?
No, unless we missed anything, Ben or JT. I think we covered it all. No. I loved hearing this. Your just the background, and JT, your explanation of how Reddit works, because I live in Farcaster world. There's only one of me, and that's where I choose to hang out. So
it's hard to be active.
It's a beautiful place.
It's hard to be active on other places, but when we were doing channels, like we tried so hard to turn those into subreddits and communities. And I'm just reminded of, like, it's not enough to just kind of build a technical thing, how much work goes into
follow through.
Yes, and like the community work
and curating culture and
it's not just like a one and done. Like it's like you can have a really strong community with good, and then you have to keep doing it every day. Every day, it's like tending a garden, and it's hard work, and I have a lot of appreciation for it. So
the moderator's doing the weeding. We appreciate you.
I was gonna say, like, our Ethereum is just a big bonsai tree, and some days it can just be nothing but dandelions. But you know what?
Also beautiful. Kids love them.
Yeah, we gotta protect the Reddit boomers. They are people too. Right?
People too.
There are people that, when we made the split from ETH Finance back to our Ethereum, it upset a lot of people. When we split from ETH Trader, that upset a lot of people. But it's like there is a core value to Reddit. And, I have the acronym MERGE, make Ethereum Reddit genuinely excellent. And that's our motto. That's my motto. That's what I wake up to every day and do push-ups and say to myself, you can be a Reddit moderator for the masses. Your mom will be proud of you.
And your mom will be very proud. I am certain of that.
I got to head out. My wife is jerking the chain.
Thank you, JT. I know.
Both of you. Appreciate you so much. No, you're good.
Appreciate you, JT. Thank you.
Good to see you, JT.
Thank you, Ben. And thank you, Ben, too. We appreciate you so much. We appreciate you coming to us and, suggesting this collab and partnership. And thank you for sponsoring. We appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. It's been excellent. Thank you so much. See you on Farcaster.
We'll see you on Farcaster.
And thank you, all the chatters.
Thank you to everybody in the chat. I finally found out who Justin Casey is, so that's good. So we can actually tag him now. And if you are in our chat and your name is not the same as it is on Farcaster, please let us know who you are, because otherwise we cannot tag you. This has been amazing. We are off until Monday. We have no show tomorrow. This was our last show for the week. We're going to do a little offsite and meet up in person and do some planning. And then next week we'll be on Monday at our 11:30 West Coast friendly time, and we have a guest coming on, Dean, we had to reschedule, who is going to be talking about his new book. So that's going to be really fun. Who's publishing on Alexandria, which is a on-chain book publisher. So that's going to be really fun. And then Wednesday, Adrian is off, but I will have Rachel Wilkins filling in as my co-host. So fun stuff. Amazing. Excellent. Yeah. And with that, everybody, we're going to call it.
No thank you to StreamYard. Although the interview was good. So
the interview was fine. So I closed out that's why I didn't share. I had some links about EV Mavericks. We're just going to put them all. I was going to show them on the screen. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to, because this is going well. Let's not mess it up. So there you go. But they will be in the show notes. So if you are looking for the links to their Reddit, to their newsletter, to their podcast, all the things we just talked about, all those links will be available in our show notes, and we'll have those out later today. So thank you all. We've really, really enjoyed this. This has been a lot of fun. It's been great to hang, and it's great to chat with somebody that you feel like you know online very well, like Ben.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we see him in our feed all the time, you know, and just normal interactions. So that was really fun to be able to get to see him. And yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Love
Adrian,
it.
anything else?
No.
All right. Well,
Covered it.
that's it, everyone. Happy Friday early, and we will see you back on Monday. And with that, bye.